Emotional Intelligence Mastery, the 30-day step-by-step practical guide to improving your EQ, building social skills, and taking your life to the next level. Written by Clyne. Narrated by Kip Ferguson. Introduction. IQ is the main measurement of how intelligent a person is. However, it is far from objective. While you can tell with a certain degree whether someone is smart based on their IQ, we cannot use it to measure how well they will perform. In fact, an employer looks for someone who is open-minded, willing to learn, and basically be decent enough to perform their jobs well alongside others. IQ does not tell that. A smart person can be arrogant and overall unpleasant, so they are detrimental to the organization. We should, instead, look at a person's emotional intelligence. If you're reading this book, chances are that you are looking to improve. Then, congratulations, you have taken the first step in improving your EQ because you need to recognize that you can improve yourself before you even begin. This book shall serve as a guide to help you become more successful by being a better parent, coworker, lover, friend, leader, and person. Understanding emotional intelligence. Several sources suggest that emotional intelligence is basically the ability to monitor your own emotions and that of others. Moreover, EI also governs the ability to distinguish emotions and label them correctly. Most importantly, though, EI is the ability to use emotional intelligence as a guide for thoughts and behavior, as well as influence that of others. An alternate name for EI is emotional quotient, EQ for short. We use EI when we empathize with others, have deep conversations about relationships, or attempt to manage a difficult individual. EI serves as a bridge to connect with others just as well as with ourselves, therefore making it a key to a better life. Although there are many kinds of interconnected intelligence, there are significant differences between them, one of which is IQ. EQ versus IQ. While EQ leans towards the emotional aspects, IQ is your cognitive intelligence. We are most familiar with IQ because it is often referred to whenever we need to measure someone's intelligence. Moreover, IQ is most often measured through tests, GPA, etc. IQ is the easiest to measure. EI versus SI. Social intelligence, SI for short, is more related to EI than IQ because SI is also crucial for the navigation of social or emotional situations. Still, they are two different types of intelligence, even though they share similar features. Emotional intelligence is more related to the present, meaning that it is used to identify, manage, and influence emotions in the moment. Social intelligence, on the other hand, focuses more on the future. It is basically understanding feelings, personalities, and behaviors of yourself and others to find positive outcomes. EI in psychology. Emotional intelligence served as a bridge in the mainstream understanding of intelligence, especially for psychologists. Psychology has always recognized that IQ is not everything, but failed to identify the missing piece in the past. Moreover, the components of this missing piece were even more elusive, as many could not agree on a single concept or ideas. They varied greatly. However, after the concept of emotional intelligence was introduced, psychologists found that it is the missing piece they were looking for. Brief history of EI. To understand and embrace emotional intelligence, we need to understand where it came from. Let us start with the work of Peter Salovey. Peter Salovey. Along with his colleague, John Mayer, Peter Salovey produced the first formal theories of EI back in 1990. They coined the term emotional intelligence and defined it as the ability to recognize, understand, utilize, and regulate emotions effectively in everyday life. Thanks to their work, there was a spike in the interest in the subject both in the general public and in the academic fields. Judging by the proliferation of studies, research questions, and studies centering on emotional intelligence, we can safely conclude that the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?